Well, good morning, everyone. We're here with Mark Rudolph and Christina Smith at KCCDD, and we're talking to them about some activities they have coming up.
Hi.
So, Mark, Christina, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mark, tell us a little bit about KCCDD and what you all do here.
Well, something people might not know is in our 60-year history, it actually goes back to being a school. Our history, our founding was as a school because special education at the time wasn't very special. And now we've gone through a whole change of decades in how people view people with different abilities. And I think we're still very much in the business of teaching, still very much in the business of learning and helping people that might have different abilities than yours function at their highest level.
Absolutely. I like how you say different abilities. We all have different abilities, and that's really great. Tell us a little bit about the clients
Sure.
you serve here.
Well, first off, we primarily serve adults, although we have a really high degree of interest in all the kiddos that are coming out of school, they're graduating, and they're looking for their future. And we're trying to figure out how we can fit into that future, but primarily we do all serve adults here, and they're all individuals that would have either an intellectual or other developmental disability. They range in ages from 18 all the way up to the 90s, I think. And I think that's something that's important to realize is that people who need supports throughout their life are going to need different supports at 30 than they needed at 10, and then they're going to need at 50 and again at 70. So we try to be as flexible as we can in the supports that we offer.
Sure, that's great. Great service to the region overall.
Well, we're real proud to be here. The Galesburg community is an amazing community. They're very generous, very accepting, and I think we've been part of the fabric of the community for so long that people have just accepted us, but we have a ways to go, and I think that's what the International Day of Acceptance is about, is what would it look like in a perfect world?
Absolutely, and you've been talking about what that perfect world might look like on your social media and the International Day of Acceptance that's coming up. Christina, tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yeah, so the International Day of Acceptance is January 20th, and it's a pretty simple day to understand. It honors Annie Hopkins, who was the founder. She used a wheelchair herself, and she just wanted to be accepted just like anybody else in her community. So acceptance, she said, is created from an empowered movement that educates others to embrace diversity and love life by seeing beyond abilities. So that's where the International Day of Acceptance comes from. And so really it's just about giving our clients a life just like anybody else would have. And Mark says it best sometimes. He says that, right now our community sees our individuals out and they're like, oh, that's awesome to see them participating and doing something, but ideally we would like people just not to be faced by seeing them at all, just that becomes the total norm. And so we've been really, like Mark said, the Galesburg community has been great in supporting our individuals. The Community Foundation has been huge in helping our individuals become more present in the community, giving them chances to work at Carl Sandburg College and take some classes there, doing art in the community, theater in the community. So our clients are getting out and about, but yeah, like Mark said, we've got a long ways to go. So
And we're really ready to take it to, I think, the next level with the project that we hope to get off the ground very soon, that we're calling Beyond, that the Community Foundation very generously supported, and the idea is to have a storefront downtown so that people would even be more visible, more present, more participating. And I think it's going to really challenge us to change how we think about doing services. And I know that's something that we're struggling with, but it's also the right thing to do. There's a drive from Washington, D.C., from the federal government to basically direct organizations like ours and the states that fund them to be more community-minded. And so we're all looking for different ways to do things, and it's probably one of the most innovative times in services since maybe the ADA was passed, that it's going to be that significant of a change in how we do things.
That's great. Anything else you'd like to add? And the International Day of Acceptance is this Sunday, correct?
yes, this Sunday, and so the website, the official website for it is dayofacceptance.com, and you can buy t-shirts. We buy our clients temporary tattoos and everything. It's just a day just to celebrate giving them life just like anybody else would have. So
That's great. Well, thank you
You're
to
welcome.
both of you and your entire team here at KCCDD. We know it's a big team that's making a big difference, and thanks for sharing. And hopefully we can come back when you get that Main Street window
Yeah.
front
We'll
open,
be so
and
excited.
we'll do another video. So thank you both.
Well,
Thanks.
and as always, we invite anybody, from the community who might be seeing this video here that would want to come out and see what we do here. please give us a call. We're always happy to show off what we do here and introduce you to some people that you might not otherwise have the opportunity to meet.
Awesome.
Thanks, Carly.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carly.